So when Skip and I began talking about this event, we said, you know, wouldn't it be cool if we could pull together a team-based event where the teams were competing for their charities instead of themselves? And then we thought, well, you know, we could have 6-person teams, 3 men, 3 women, but that wasn't good enough. We said, you know, what if we put in this crazy minimum age group qualifier that would require these teams to have some age group athletes? Now, I would be one of those age group athletes, and for all of you young, incredible athletes out there, let me just tell you one thing. Inside, and remember this as you watch us struggle through these events. Because here's what I want you to think about. Inside of each of us old athletes is a young athlete asking the question, what the hell happened? So we felt like we had all the kind of team stuff figured out, but then there was the tough question. Could we raise $100,000? We were already well into the year, and as you know, most companies, they already have their budgets planned for the year. So this wasn't going to be easy. But I went back to my teammates at Community Banks of Colorado, and I was amazed at how quickly they were willing to jump in as presenting sponsor. And that meant not only a lot of money, it meant a lot of the folks that you'll see around here today as volunteers. Those are my teammates stepping up to help make this happen. And I just couldn't be more proud of them. But then it became a campaign of dollar for dollars. And I started reaching out to a lot of different companies. And let me tell you, I was amazed. Because I was fortunate to find companies like Holland and Knight. And by the way, there's a team Holland and Knight here today. They'll be out there competing. Stinson Leonard Street and Crown Horwath. I mean, these folks are our champion sponsors. They're the big players, along with Community Banks of Colorado, that made that $105,000 work. But here's what's crazy, it didn't stop there. We had just a number of other companies that maybe couldn't step up at that level, and you can see their names on the banners behind me. Just a number of companies providing generous support, and again, helping us reach that $105,000 total. So here's what's really crazy. Then we have all kinds of companies coming on providing in-kind sponsorship, and you're going to see a lot of that support over the next 2 days, and it's pretty incredible. Well, when all is said and done, here's the bottom line. Between the sponsor dollars, between what you have done in your team fundraising, we've raised almost $200,000 for great organizations in our communities. Yeah, you should applaud yourself. So I do have a lot of background with the military, and I've got to tell you what I'm going to do next is almost hard to do without getting emotional. Holland and Knight's organization that they're supporting is the Wounded Warrior Project. And this morning, we're honored to have a Blue Star Mom with us. Cindy Parsons is going to share her story about how the Wounded Warrior Project has helped her son and her family. Cindy?
Thank you, Tim. Sacrifice. That's a strong word, but we live it every single day. The true heroes of this world are those men and women who chose to do something greater than themselves. Our military. Our military. Yes. You know that their sacrifice is why we are here today, to grant the freedom for us to be here today. Their sacrifice. 6,800 gave their life for our freedom. 52,000 live with sacrifice every single day because of that. My son, Shane, 9 years ago, served his country greatly in Iraq. And it was a Saturday morning, I received a phone call that brought me to my knees when the words still echo today. Your son has been critically wounded. That day I knew there was a mission like no other. As a single mom, that I needed to step forward for my son. For you see, he volunteered that day, it was his day off, to prevent anti-coalitions from attacking our troops as he drove the lead Humvee when an improvised explosive device was detonated. This was meant to take a tank out. It immediately severed his left leg and the right leg also. He died as they were putting him into the Black Hawk helicopter. But our military medical team saved his life. Moving forward, he was sent to Longstall Army Medical Center, where I met up with my son. And then I walked into that room, I knew my strong son had it in him as I yelled to him, "You fight, don't you die, because I know you can do this." And for the first time, he listened to his mom. Fight he did. As he continued to fight for his life, they had to actually amputate the left leg, the right leg, so he's a bilateral above-knee amputee, severe anoxic traumatic brain injury. As they transported him to Walter Reed Army Medical Center, he continued to fight for his life with 15 surgeries to his limbs before they could even seal his legs. Was put into a barbiturate coma. Didn't know who I was when he woke up, but he listened and he continued to fight. And while he was at Walter Reed, we had visitors. That was Wounded Warrior Project. They came to his bedside and they said, "We are here for you and your mother, and if there's anything you need, we are here for you." Because the mission is to honor and empower wounded warriors. And a vision to foster the most well-adjusted, successful wounded service members in our nation's history, with a lifetime commitment. For you see, it was years, not days, not weeks, before my son was able to return home and rehab. He lost the ability to read and write, no longer able to drive. The memories were gone, short-term, long-term memory losses, cognitive deficits for his life. But he moved forward with the Wounded Warrior Project because when he did return home, he was kind of worried. He got kind of depressed. Where we live is a very rural area. But that's when Wounded Warrior Project stepped up again with the Independence Program. And what that meant, exactly what it says, to provide him independence. He now, CPR certified, assisted coach football 2 years in a row, and has moved forward with the independence and the self-confidence to be on the all-wounded veteran sled hockey team. Moreover, that lifetime commitment continues today with the long-term support trust, because I worried, what's going to happen to Shane if something happens to me? I am his full-time caregiver. But with Wounded Warrior Project stepped up again with this long-term support, they will come in and continue his care with the team if something happens to me, so we no longer worry. Because the greatest casualty is being forgotten. So today, when you are out here and you're pushing yourself, you remember Shane's words, because giving up is not an option. Their sacrifice is never to be forgotten. We understand the war still continues, and we will have warriors coming back from around the world that need our help, and that's where Wounded Warrior Project comes in. A lifetime of commitment. Last night I had dinner with two special gentlemen and they gave me this coin. This coin says, be somebody, do good. So I encourage each and every one of you, be somebody today and do good. God bless America.
You are doing something today in the world. You know, there are a lot of people out there that only think about what is good for themselves. I applaud all of you for coming out here and working for others. Now, my wife and I, earlier this year, had the opportunity to hear a young lady sing the national anthem, and we were blown away. To the point that as we were putting this event together, Janice and I said, you know, we're going to fly her in from California. She's a Denver graduate, but she's now in school in California. Be prepared to be moved. We're also honored to have the Valkyrie Cadet Squadron present our country's colors. With that, I'll turn the microphone to Ms. Perrin. Perrin.